Good morning. Here is an update just on some of my posts that I've been posting recently, just to give you a little bit more variation and get you thinking. So let's start with this one. Remember the 923 craze? It was all over TikTok and all other places. And I did do a post at the time that said, but before it came, and I said, I'm not expecting anything on this date because I don't believe they would just give it to you like that. 923 is going to mean a variance of things, and there's a couple of things that it does mean. 9 p.m. is 2100 hours, and the 2 plus 1 is 3. And the 23 can of course be the year, but it's also the 11th hour. So when we look at the symbolism of days used for events like 311, we know what that was in 2020. We know it obviously translates to the 9/11, okay? But also, I've said before, many times I've said, and this gets used by the riddlers as well, that November is the 9th Roman month. So if we just keep it really simple and see 9 as November and 23 as 11, or 23, a combination of both, the 11th hour, we have a combination of November, 11, and 23. Augustus, he was born on September 23 in 63 BC. That is the 923. Likely they used the Roman symbology a hell of a lot in films and elsewhere. And those little clues, those little nuggets will be very, very viable for your learning and understanding. For those of you who follow Waters Above Crypto, legend, he is one that I took a long time to warm to because I used to be so caught up in the riddles. And now I am still caught up in the riddles, but in a much smarter sense because I'm not a $1,000 moon boy. And if you are, trust me when I say you need to readjust your belief system. It isn't about that. And this is why 1,000. What does 1,000 mean? Well, in time, 1,000 hours equals 1 month and 13 days. That gives you the 113 is a very, very deceptive number. Again, the 11.3 that I just mentioned from the previous post. 113 could be a date, something like 13th of January, 11th of March. Could be the 113th day of the year, 423. It could be a duration, something like 113 months. 9/13/2020 plus 113 months take us to 213, the 13th of February, the 44th day of the year in 2030. Consequently, a day that the attention-seeking nut job used to highlight. 113 days from that date is the 4th of January from this Uphold tweet, which is XRP all-time high anniversary. This is just giving you ideas. 113 weeks takes you to the 13th of the 11th, 2022. Again, the 11 and the 13 combination. You could do 113 weeks plus 589 days, and that equals a total of 1,380 days. Well, the 138, again, I've highlighted that so much on my channel through the golden ratio of a year, through the importance of what it means. But that duration of days takes us to 6/24/24, which is representative of the 666. So there's a lot you can do with a number and time. And so when you look at this, and it gives you an emotional reaction, and you think, oh wow, XRP really is going to get to 1,000. And you know what? Maybe it will one day, but if you think it's going to happen anytime soon, honestly, you are so deluded. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I used to be deluded too. Okay, there I am, insulting myself. I want to get you back to reality. It isn't a thing anywhere near soon, if it is even a thing. 2030 at the earliest, before anything absolutely fucking ridiculous like that comes along. You got to get your shit together and listen to the smartest people in this environment, who are Waters Above Crypto, Coach JV, People like that who are keeping it real, keeping the price targets real, understanding what's going on, and not falling for the narrative that the flip the switch is going to happen any moment soon, and the tech is there, XRP is the one, it's got to happen soon, the banks are going to fold, it's all going to happen. No, it isn't. It's not going to go to silly prices. I promise you it isn't. And when it doesn't, and you're still sitting there with the same goddamn bag in a year and a half from now, and you've been crying through your tears because you did nothing, you watched it all go up. You watched it all go up in 2024 and watched it all go down again. I promise you that's how you're going to be feeling. I'm being more bullish. We don't have much more time. I need to get my message to you that if you are of that mindset, you need to wake up. Okay? It's a psyop. It has truth in the lies. Okay? There is deception. Just this single post here. I've shown you a number of things you can do to deconstruct this particular tweet. You can even look at the time, 16:35 p.m. It's 995 minutes. If you add 113 weeks and 995 days, it takes you to the 4th of August in 2025. That day is 58.9% of the year. Now, I'm not saying that is any particular day. I definitely think that kind of range is going to be an interesting range of time. But do you see, it's just the simple things you can do with the information in a tweet. They clearly know something. They give signals. If you're watching me, you know you've seen the signals from different people. That's why it's here. We're allowed at the moment to explore this. Okay, we are the schizos of the society, decoding numbers and posts. Most normal people think we were crazy, but you know what's going to come. You know what's coming. You know that extreme wealth is going to come, but it has to be marred with some intelligence. You've got to be thinking straight and not emotionally. And I swear blind to you, that is what you need to do. I will reveal more in the next 15 days of why you need to feel that way. And we've seen so much of the 1111 code. How about this? From this Uphold tweet on the 13th of September 2020, plus 1111 days, it takes you to the proper party. Everything is so symbolically timed, numerically timed, effortlessly timed. All of these things come together, and that is what they're showing you, the simulation. They're not showing you, you're going to be, Mr. Moon Boy. It's just not. Another interesting observation here. This is quite interesting. Ripple Crippler, the year before David Schwartz wrote about it's Halloween, why does it feel like Christmas? The exact year before, on the same day, the Ripple Crippler posted, "The Grinch gave Christmas back and more." Now, what I noticed about this, he posted on Halloween at 6:29. So if we look at 6:29 as a time, that's 1,109 minutes. Well, what does that remind you of? The 119, and reverse, obviously, the 911. Mirror of 6:29 is 9:26. On the 9th of November, all right, sorry if you're British and you're having to see this backwards. I've had to adapt for Twitter because everyone's American. So on the 9th of November on the Chinese calendar is 9:26 Gregorian. So there's a little link there numerically, suggestion that the Chinese calendar is often at play. And just for good measure, let's look. Chinese calendar 2023. See if I can find that particular web. There it is. It's called yourchineseastrology.com is the best one to see that. And in November the 9th, here is here. You can see that? That's how it is. The real November the 9th on the Chinese date is 926. So that's just like some link to looking at things in a different way. So have you ever considered, I'm going to do a proper video on this, but while we're looking at it, have you ever considered what the king represents, who the king represents? Posts like this are what these days make me the minority. And it says here, when they think they're going to shake you out of your XRP by running it to the all-time high, before utility, when there's only 250k who hold 10k XRP out of 8 billion people on Earth, you know, and they're talking about overnight. Now, this is going to get people, you know, emotive. This is the usual kind of emotive thing. Well, the king, if you ever considered why the king's pissed off, why he's angry in these scenes, does he want you to shake out at the all-time high? No, I don't think he wants to. What about the new all-time high? Does the king want you to be shaken out? Nope. What about a new all-time high? Does the king want that? No, he doesn't. The king wants you to hodl. He wants you to watch it go up and then watch it down. Why do you think that might be? The psychology of the markets. This is where I think we are. We're in hope before disbelief. I think there's a very good chance we're going to see the disbelief very, very soon. And then I think we're happy all the way to 2025. But there's going to be some tumbles, ups and downs along the way. And in 2025, that's your get out ticket. Number 9. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. 9 is all about endings and completions. Number 9 is powerful. It represents the completion, although not a final ending, more like the fulfillment of one cycle so that you can prepare to initiate the next one. It's a recognition of life's ongoing ebb and flow. Now, that is my prediction for 2025. So anything you're buying the rest of this year, and I do recommend you buy before December, because I think we might get a little surprise just in the beginning of December. But then I think that could be an opportunity, because I think we have an opportunity prior at the start of January. So you do what you want to do. I'm just sharing my love, and if it goes in your favor and I ever help you, then wonderful. This is awesome. So if you haven't seen my Christmas decode, I highly, 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 highly recommend you go and see it. This is the message. This is it here. Okay, go and watch my Christmas video. It tells you exactly what it's all about. The Christmas exec computer worm. Okay, I'll leave it there. Go watch the video. Amazingly so, Gardy here, he highlighted one of my favorite films. It's got a favorite soundtrack. November the frickin' 11th. This came out last year. November the frickin' 11th. I'm not about to risk a whole year, so 1 year later, of ripples on a lost cause. I'm sorry. There we go. Interesting. If you hadn't noticed, there were 589 days between Russia and Ukraine and Palestine versus Israel. 589 days. The simulations continue. The simulation is never about price. It's always about time. Yeah, 589 is a time, a duration in days. Okay, so just start understanding these things. These riddles are not for your hopium; they're for your understanding and learning. Here was my tweet about. I think I covered this in the last video. 219. Notice all these posts, they contain the 219. Look, liquidity crisis, as mentioned by Ross Vandermeer, 2019. You take away the 0 and you've got the 219. A crash here by this account, 219. A crash by Geronimo. Some people say he's not a riddler, but somebody who's learnt and doing quite well for himself. Who knows? He's blocked most people, but again, he says crash 219. And I've shown you that February the 19th is day 50, the 219, and day 50 translates to November the 11th, day 50. So that would be, if all things are going well, how I imagine that to play out. North Star, he's a great account. He is showing that certain stocks are starting to fall below their major technical support levels. You've got PNC Financial Services and Bank of America. So everything is kind of looking like I would expect for an all markets crash coming. We've got the bullish sentiment in the crypto market. We've got the bearish sentiment in the stocks. I think it's going to get very, very, very clever soon. And I think I'll leave the simulation elements to that. Oh yeah, this one here. Just one more, just to give you. This is just a vague. This is just a learning video. Okay. So SEP Investors shared this tweet from Ripple Crippler. So Ripple Crippler wrote the 11th of March 2023 back on the 18th of December 2022. Now this is what I'd see. This is how I look at relationships between posts. First, you find the relationship between the date and the post. So the date here given and the date on the post is 2 months and 21 days. Then I like to go forward from the post date in the same formation, 2 years, 2 weeks, 1 day. That takes us to the 2nd of January 2025. Note that the time 7:47 on the clock in days takes us to the 3rd of January 2025. So it's within 1 day using those time formulas. Okay, so I don't know what he was trying to highlight, but it's likely that we have some kind of element just to keep your eye on the markets at that time in 2025. And yes, it's not going to be all over at that point. All right, you're not all over at that point. You've still got a bit of time to go till the end of the cycle. Around about 6 months, 6 to 7 months. And this would be the date that I think is probably a good buying date. 11/23. What can you do? Back in July, on July the 20th, I was on holiday. I suddenly inspired to draw this in the sand. 3 days later, Paul responded with the same tweet. What can you do? But flipped. Exactly 123 days is 4 months when you're in the month of July, and the month of July takes you to November, the exact same day in November, which would be the 23rd of November. Notice he's given us the 111, 11 being the 11th hour. 111 kind of suggests just 111, i.e. only 111. And 111 is November. So the 123 could very well apply here, and that is my current looking for a bottom in all the chaos day. If that happens, good luck to you. I hope you do what you got to do. And then that leads me to one option for this. There's so many options for this. This post really did link well with the SEC telling, the judge telling, relaying that XRP was not a security on 7/13. This did really numerically follow into that, but it was just a single pump. So sometimes these are pump signals rather than forever signals. Okay, but on this occasion, 20:58 p.m. equates to 1,228 minutes in a day, and then this is EST. Okay, so there are other considerations, but from the post to 12:28 is the 26th of November. This is actually pretty bang on with where I think we would start seeing a rise before early December for something for an all-time high, I think. And I think that's a pretty good idea to leave it there. Let's finish this up. Extra VOD. Back on the 17th of July, one day before the bottom, he accurately said crypto and stocks will bottom in the month of Sol, June the 18th to July 15th. This will be your last chance to buy at dirt cheap prices. Now, I said that during the entirety of 22. I shared the same message. I didn't realize he had done this, but it's exactly what I had decoded myself. I bought the bottom too. And he goes on to say, insane bull run lasts 2024 to 2025. An insane bull run, yes, it is. I believe we're going to see an insane bull run. I think any top prices between 9, 20 something, and finality in 2025 of about $50. Genuinely, $50. That's all I'm seeing. I don't see any higher than that. Again, if you are of the mindset of Moon Boy, never going to sell your shizzle because you think the flip of the switch is coming any moment after a collapse, I promise you, you're going to be in tears if you do nothing. And they're going to give you 3 opportunities to get it right. There's 3 moons. There's 3 marshmallows. Bearable Guy gave you everything you need. And at some point, I'm going to guide you along to get it. I may even reveal it. We'll see. But in any case, Extravod nailed it. And this is magic. It's perfect. The solar cycle 25 consensus prediction, July 2025. Nailed to the month. Nailed. That's where I leave it. The very end where hardly anyone's listening to the video. Take care. Have a great week. And I'll see you soon. There's going to be some lives on Twitter. A few more videos coming out this week. Monday and Tuesday night will be within that. Alright. Cheers. Bye.